Welcome back to FOXSOUL's Black Report. Today we'll be discussing the Black maternal health crisis, which affects Black women at disproportionate rates.
Recent studies have shown that systemic and institutional barriers make it very hard for Black women to get high quality care before and after giving birth. Joining us today is Angela Stanton-King, the founder of Auntie Angie's House, with an inspiring story of perseverance and hope. We want to welcome you to the Black Report. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you guys so much for having me on the show to discuss this very important topic.
Indeed.
Absolutely, absolutely. So tell us about Auntie Angie's House. Tell us all about it and the inspiration behind it.
Well, you know, for about the past 15 years, I have been what some would call pro-life, and God has used me to encourage mothers to make the choice of life in 71 babies. And then with the overturning of Roe v. Wade, we often get criticized and say, you know, pro-lifers, they don't care about the baby after it's born. They only want the mother to go through the pregnancy. And I said, you know what? Here's a way that I can show that I care. In addition to the overturning of Roe v. Wade, we began hearing about the Black maternal health crisis and how Black women are 3 times likely to die compared to white women when giving birth to their children. So I started looking at the numbers and I said, wow, you know, something isn't right. We have to do something about this. If the mother is dying giving birth and then abortion is taking place on the other end, what does that mean for Black life? So Auntie Angie's House is a pregnancy home for women facing an unplanned pregnancy that are in crises and need. We take them in when they're pregnant, even if they have other children. They can live in our program for up to 18 months where we will train them, make sure that they meet all of their educational needs, give them all the resources that they need to transition them back over into society. It just makes me think about my own story because, you know, there are times when some women just need a little bit of help.
Yeah, indeed. As you know, we already mentioned the Black maternal health crisis is a significant issue that disproportionately affects Black women. Briefly talk about some of the root causes, in your opinion, of this crisis.
Well, to me, honestly, it's just not access to great health care. I mean, because when you think about it, birth is a natural thing. I mean, when I think about my grandmother, she gave birth to my mother and my 9 aunts and uncles, and she wasn't in the hospital. Birth has been a natural thing since the beginning of time. And when they say, you know, Black women are dying 3 times likely compared to white women, that's almost like saying, you know, all Black horses are dying or all Black cats are dying. It just doesn't make any sense. So I think that we need to get back to the more natural ways of birthing, where we're reducing the chance of having to have a C-section. We're reducing the risk of medical interference with our newborns. It's just time for us to take back our control and take back our power.
And speaking of some of these natural ways of giving birth to reduce the risk of complications and improve the overall health of women, you know, and we've heard, you know, a number of stories in the headlines. You know, Erykah Badu, for example, is a doula, and I think she helped, was it SZA?
I believe so.
Summer
Walker. She helped Summer Walker, you know, deliver recently. Talk to us about some of these natural methods of giving birth and some of the benefits and how popular they are with some of the folks that you're working with.
You know, one of the most important things that I would like to point out is that you get to choose your own birthing position. I went in the hospital, I gave birth to 5 children, and you'll notice oftentimes we're in the hospital and we're giving birth, we're laying on our backs and we're going against gravity. One of the benefits of birthing at home is being able to choose your own birthing position, also being able to have more bonding time with your newborn. In addition to that, we lower the risk of medical intervention. We see so many times that we give birth to these healthy babies and next thing you know, they take them from us, they're gone for 3 or 4 hours, they come back a week later, we're hearing something happened. We need to get back to the natural ways of giving birth to our children. And it's also a less chance for infection or sickness when there is a natural birth at home. And again, C-sections. We know that C-sections are also contributing to the Black maternal health crisis because you have a lot of women that are hemorrhaging and then are bleeding out. I think the best thing that we can do as a community is to get back to the natural way of just about everything, not only birthing.
Yeah, but and we bring it up the conversation about doulas, and there has been a big debate. There are a lot of, hospitals who are now squeezing out and getting rid of doulas. I think they probably see them more so as a threat than as an ally. It might even be about the bottom line. We always know it's about that dollar. Your thoughts on that, about doulas being removed from hospitals?
I couldn't agree with you more. It absolutely is about the dollar, because that's another thing that I was going to say.
Yeah.
If you're having birth at home, you're saving money. Mm-hmm. You're not running up thousands and thousands of dollars in hospital bills. And we see so many times in the medical industry just the overreach. I mean, times you go to the doctor and maybe it's just a headache and, you need a CAT scan, you might have cancer. And by the time you got your third appointment, you find out it's nothing because they're running up the bill. This isn't just in pregnancy. This is just about in everything. But the best thing for us to do is to get back to the natural ways of birthing, even breastfeeding. That's some of the things that we encourage over at Auntie Angie's house. We just saw our nation had a shortage when it came to baby milk. But in addition to that, we're seeing so many lawsuits where these babies are having bad reactions to this milk that's just not natural. And the best thing for the baby is the mother's milk, because guess what? The baby's been marinating in there for the past 9 months. Mom have the best recipe for the baby.
Right.
And we've seen so many of these food recalls as well. And so, all the more reason for people to consider other natural options. And so tell our soulmates, where can they go to support Angie's house? Where can they go to learn more? Angie. And more importantly, where can they go to join the movement to support Black women's maternal health?
Wow, guys, make sure you head over to AuntieAngie'sHouse.com. This is not anything that's political at all. This is just about us coming together as a community and being a hand for people that are facing crises or are in need. You can head over there, find out all of the ways that you can help. Remember, we're hearing so much about this Black maternal health crisis, but nobody is coming up with a solution. This is one of the solutions. We need to see an Auntie Angie's house everywhere. One of the things that I noticed, and I have to be blunt when I say this, in our communities, we get abortion clinics, and in their communities, they get fertility clinics. Let's finally give these young ladies a real choice and get Auntie Angie's house in every community across this nation. Guys, head over to AuntieAngie'sHouse.com, and you guys can also follow us on IG at Auntie Angie's House.
Angela Stanton-King, you are on fire.
All right,
we
now.
appreciate you. You are much needed. We thank you for getting into good trouble. You are now an official soulmate. We got to have you back to continue this conversation. We thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. And thanks for helping me spread the word.
Absolutely.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, honey.
Keep up the good work.